What's so interesting about your heart center is that your heart center is it's like the highest technology of all the technology, because all of your spiritual light bodies interface and intersect right here. So when you open your heart as a psychic spiritual center, it's like dialing open a stargate to all of your technology all at once. It's a unified field of all of your light bodies and all of your chakras. It's the place where they all work together as one, or has the potential for them to all work together as one. So you think you're terrified of your root issues or your sacral chakra issues, or oh my God, my daddy issues and my solar plexus. The heart is like, I mean, we could all just get up and just run out of the room right now before we have this conversation. That's how unconsciously afraid we are of the power of our hearts. The reason why so many people are running from their heart is because your heart wants to serve, and that's why you're here. People associate service with pretty much just sacrifice. And yes, sacrifice can be involved depending on the level of service you're committing to. I certainly have made many sacrifices in my life to be here to serve you, that's for sure. But there's none that I regret. And it has created a life for me where I am surrounded by the most loving, amazing angels in human form. I create beauty every day of my life. We all work our butts off, but we're doing what we love. We're changing the world. Love led me here. And love wants to lead you to the people and the places and the opportunities and the growth that's going to take you beyond the ordinary, way beyond the ordinary, and into the extraordinary potential that's waiting inside of you. Into a zone of creative genius that means you're going to feel vulnerable a lot as you explore the edges of what your heart wants to say, how your heart wants to engage with others. Whoever feels afraid of speaking your truth to someone, what happens when you step into a place where what really wants to be spoken from your heart gets said anyways? Is there relief? Do you feel relief when what really needs to be said from your heart gets spoken? Okay. Is the relief sometimes coupled with a release of anxiety as well? Yeah, it's like a kind of an adrenaline rush, like, whew, made it through that. And the truth got out too somehow. Awesome, right? What's interesting about the heart is most initiations with the heart are going to be that thing for a long time. And so it's learning how to live at that edge. Like, oh, it's going to be another adrenaline rush, right? Until you get used to the concept that every time I speak my truth, things get better and better. Every time I take action on where my heart is guiding me to go next, it pretty much always turns out to be something that's a part of the divine plan for my life. Now, if you have found yourself following your heart into some valleys of maybe some holes in the road that you've needed to climb yourself out of, do you remember that concept that we talked about with the solar plexus this morning, where there and the sacral chakra, where there's a magnetism that wants to burn through your karmic relationships and your deepest wounds, right? What's interesting about the heart is that the heart is going to attract you to experiences like that are even more charged than the ones that you'll find here from these three centers. They're usually going to involve relationships that you have karmically participated in with spirituality across lifetimes. So a lot of those karmic accelerated experiences that your heart is magnetized to will very often have to do with people you've been in mystery schools with before, people you've served side by side with, maybe medically in other lifetimes, or as a healer, people you have birthed important projects or movements or in consciousness with in other lifetimes. So you're going to feel that charge. You know what it's like, second chakra, karmic, like, okay, there you are again. I see you. We're going to get through this in about 24 hours. The heart could be a couple years, could be a lifetime, what it's magnetizing to you to really work on with others.